Open mine, and it was your heart on the line.
Okay. Hey, everybody. I am Scottie Hobbs. I'm super excited and pumped up to be able to talk to you guys tonight, be a part of the opening webinar for this amazing group of coaches, which, by the way, is you guys. So I'm super excited about the opportunity that I have to be able to share with you guys, and also super excited about the lineup of topics and speakers that we have over the next 16 or 8 weeks and 16 calls. We've added on just recently a couple more calls on the end with some amazing topics and some other amazing leaders. So I want you guys to know that we're super excited. We're fired up for you guys because I remember being a brand new coach like you guys, pushing my way to Daimond and the excitement in that. So what we want to do is kind of introduce you to what it takes really to be a Daimond in this group, and also what it takes to build a foundation for a six-figure income or a six-figure business, right? Because that's the business that gives you the freedom to go out and help more people. So with that being said, we have amazing speakers. Every single one of them is going to bring it for you guys. They're going to share their message and share every tip and secret they have. It was really fun getting together with the leaders of this team and coming up with ideas of what we thought were everything that you guys needed to know to build your business. So we're excited to package that and give it to you. Everybody, all these leaders are Success Club 5 or 10 all-stars, legends. We even got Sagi, from the trainer from Body Beast, on one of the calls. We also have Barbie Decker on the call from outside of our team. So we have great people to teach you everything that you need to know to build your business. So I know it could seem a little overwhelming and fast-paced, but it's going to get you moving, and that's the most important part. I know Alethea is going to talk about that a little bit today, but today we're specifically talking about the intro to this whole group, what to kind of expect, as well as a checklist for building that six-figure income and business. I've been a coach for a little over 4 years, and I've been a full-time dad, full-time coach since my son Caleb was born, and you guys may know him as Poppy, but I've been a full-time coach since June of 2012, and he was born in September. So been here every single day of his life for the past 3 years. Excited perhaps to meet my next son, my fifth child, tonight. Gabby's already kind of started the labor process, so if I have to run, somebody on here will take over the call for us today. But I'm excited to spend my evening, and also grateful that Gabby's letting me spend this evening with you guys today. So I hope that you take what you learned today and kind of come up with your plan, your business plan to move forward. If you guys check, I know Brigitte made a post in the group, but there's a file that she created with all the most important topics, or the most important topics of value that coaches have added in that group. We'll also have a file in there for the recording, so you don't have to waste time searching through that, because we need you guys to not be trying to spend all your time looking for stuff and get it in a place for you. So thank you, Brigitte, Kendra, for organizing that. And with that being said, we're going to get started. I'm going to introduce a fellow coach that is going to be speaking with me, our guest speaker tonight, and her name is Alethea Cox. But I want to kind of lead into her story a little bit and kind of why I feel we chose her to kick off this call for you guys with the help of me and one of my brand new Daimond coaches. Alethea was the head of marketing and sales for Team Beachbody. She worked for the corporate side of Beachbody, mentoring the 5-star Daimond's and above. So I'll call it, I guess, a little bit lucky. I don't believe in luck too much, but because she's from Idaho Falls, she recognized that there was this little guy in Idaho Falls hitting Success Club 10, and he was this brand new Daimond coach. And he was hitting Success Club 10. So she just reached out to me and got to and kind of built a little relationship with me. She came to our fit club, let me know that she was the head of sales and marketing for Beachbody for the Western region, which is where we're at here in Idaho. And she kind of took me under her wing in that way before I was a 5-star Daimond coach. So I feel lucky, I guess, or I'll say divine intervention or blessed that Alethea was there for me during those first times. I was that person that decided, I won't go into all my story, but I decided I was going to do this business. I was that person that was 100% against Beachbody. I told I told Facebook, I put it on Facebook that if anybody could sign me up as a Beachbody coach, that'd be the day. And that if someone actually did sign me up, I would be amazing at it. So I was that person that was so against it. So when I decided to finally do it, when that day came, 18 days after the birth of my third child, and I didn't know how to pay my bills, I was all in. And I went 100% for it and became a Daimond in 90 days without even knowing what a Daimond coach meant. But here comes Alethea out of nowhere from corporate and reaches out to me. And honestly, I don't know if she remembers this, but I ignored her message. I totally ignored it. I thought she was a coach on another team or something because her profile was Alethea Team Beachbody. So I ignored it because my focus was into answering and building relationships with non-coaches. So Alethea Team Beachbody, I ignored her message. Later I found out she was from corporate. But I'm going to give a specific story. I wonder if Alethea remembers this, but I want you guys to know that Alethea, she helped the year that I went to top 10 in 2013. 5 of those top 10 coaches were mentored by Alethea. So if that gets your attention, she helped mentor these coaches just like me, these strong Daimond coaches, into the top 10 of the company. So that's the kind of value that I know that she has as a mentor in this business, specifically Team Beachbody. And I also think it's very powerful that she had the faith. Like, she saw so much in this company. She was very well off being paid as a employee for Beachbody, to take that leap off of the corporate wagon and to start from ground zero as a brand new Team Beachbody coach. So she left Team Beachbody and she became a Team Beachbody coach, and she lives back here in Idaho Falls with us. So the story I want to tell to you guys that I just wanted to touch on is, I remember, and this will tie into you guys and the importance of your why, knowing why you want to be a Daimond coach. It's not just to have the shiny, sparkly bling, because that's superficial and it won't drive you to do what's necessary to become successful in this business. So Alethea was very good at helping me realize and continually keep in the forefront of my mind the why, which was bring my wife home from work. All the rest didn't matter. How to hit Success Club 10, how to run my Perfect Challenge group, how to mentor my coaches when I'm brand new. The main thing was, how do I bring my wife home? That was the main focus, and I would figure the rest out as we went. But Alethea, working for corporate, she said, hey, you're like this, I can't remember what she said. She said like a rabbit or something. You're like this rabbit running across the desert at full speed. You got your head down and you're running and you're going full speed. You're hitting Success Club 10 your first few months as a coach. She says, I'm like this eagle up here that sees the bigger picture. I can see what's ahead of you in this desert. So my job is to kind of point you and direct you in the right direction. Keep you going in the right way. You keep your foot on the gas like you have, and I'll point you as this overlooking eagle or bird, or however she worded it. And I was like, okay, now I understand what your purpose is for me on that end. So I remember one day I was at Idaho Steel, my old job, and I was walking in my parking lot having a conversation with Alethea. And I remember I was in so much pain. I was a newer Daimond coach. And just so you guys know, it took me 13 months to get my first Daimond coach. So I didn't go 1-star Daimond until 13 months in the business. But I was frustrated. I was working hard. I wasn't letting it bother me too much, but I was frustrated. And I remember it was just so hard working 12 hours a day. My wife was gone at nights. And then, when I set my business hour, which Alethea will talk about, I sat down and worked from 8 o'clock to 11 or 8 to 12 every single night on my business with specific tasks. And I was tired, guys. I was exhausted. I was tired. And I remember a conversation with Alethea, and we were walking in the parking lot, and I was like, thank goodness that there's none of these Idaho Steel factory employees out here seeing me right now, because I broke down into tears in that parking lot. And Alethea, I don't remember or know if you remember this, but you specifically told me, I was telling you how I was feeling. And I remember you said, you feel like you're drowning, right? And it's hard to, it's that feeling of drowning, like everything's closing around you. It's tough. It's hard right now. And I want you to know that Beachbody in your life right now is like a hand reaching down into the water. You got to grab a hold of that hand and let it pull you out. And that's what this is for you. This is the vehicle. This is the thing that is going to save you from that feeling that you have. So I always remembered that when it got hard. that I just had to hold on to that hand, and I would get pulled out of where I was at that point. So I want you guys to know that she has so much power in her words and how she speaks to people and her ability to understand people, what they're feeling and going through. So I know that she'll have a ton of value for you guys today. But I'm super excited, like I said, about this training and for you guys to take this and run with it. What we're going to have is we're going to have Alethea share. She has a few slides she's going to go through, some stories she wants to share with you. And then I have my cousin. He's going to share. He's in the military and unfortunately had to go on a call, so he couldn't get on live, but he recorded us a 10-minute video. And so we'll watch his 10-minute video. He went Daimond and he has Daimond in 60 days. It took him 4 years to join my business, then went Daimond in 60 days. So I wanted not just my experience on this call to get you guys in the right mindset as a top 10 coach and $1 million earner and all that stuff, in the upline granddaddy coach to all of you guys, and Alethea from the corporate end. I wanted a brand new coach that's in the place you guys are at that's doing it as well, so that you guys can fuel that belief in yourself as you take this step forward. So with that being said, that's my long introduction to Alethea. And Alethea, I'm going to pass it over to you.
Hey, everyone. First of all, I just wanted to say thank you for the leadership that put this together. I've come from the direct sales background, and all my career, 25 plus years, has been helping individuals achieve their goals through a corporate sense. And I can tell you that the effort that's been put together for all of us to have this opportunity is just amazing. Not everybody has this as a resource and as a tool. And what I hope today is that you really, really listen to the leadership and the content and, dive in what resonates with you and you can apply today, do, and then, take those notes, go back through those notes and really apply it. So kudos to our team and our leadership, because they didn't have to do this. And it's for us. It's for us to make change. It's for us to hit our goals and our dreams. Now, this type of a training would definitely not be worthwhile unless we made a list. So what I want you to do is hopefully you have a piece of paper or some electronic device, and I want you to start making a list. And as I read off what I want you to put on this list, I want you to mark if you have achieved it, if you've already done it, if you're there, or if you need to work on it. Okay, so the first thing on your list I want is dream. And, all of you guys are probably like, yeah, we all have a dream. But the first thing to be successful is we absolutely have to have a dream. We have to have aspired ourselves to say we're not wanting to accept where we're at today. And the dream is taking us someplace for tomorrow. So do you have a dream? And if you do, and it's rock solid, I want you to check mark it as done, right? Like the old Franklin Covey way, check mark, done, achieved, got it, yeah, 1 point. And your second thing on that list I want you to put is goal. Do you have a goal, a specific goal that's tangible and defined for your Beachbody business, okay? So is your goal, do you have an Emerald goal? Do you have Success Club goals? Those kind of things. Do you have a specific goal? And when some of you say, yeah, I have a goal because I want to get to Daimond, do you have it broke down in what you need to do to get to Daimond, okay? Or to Emerald, or to 1 star, those kind of things. So your first thing on your list is dreams. Your second thing on your list is goals. Now I can tell you that the moment I clicked I want to be a coach button, I had dreams and I had goals. And you've heard, some of you close to me probably have heard me say this before, with every cell in my body, I knew I was supposed to be a Beachbody coach to achieve my dreams and my goals. With every cell in my body. And what I hope is that even with your dream and with your goals, you get to that point that you have that confidence and that posture that you can say that. And it's coming from inside. Now, the third thing I want to know on that list is belief. Do you have the belief that you can do this? Do you have the belief today that you can do this? If you hesitated for even a slight second, I need you to recognize that you hesitated, identify what that hesitation is, and let's get it addressed. You're going to find personal development is going to help you in that area, but you need unshakable belief, okay? And I'm going to challenge my own system here a little bit later in the content that I share with you on belief. So do you have belief? The next thing, so the number 4 is, have you envisioned? Have you envisioned achieving that goal? Now, some people will think, okay, envisioned. What that is a mental picture, right? Like if you had that dream and the goal, do you have the mental picture of you actually physically achieving that and being there? And then the next thing I want you to put down is visualize, okay? Now, visualizing and vision are very similar, but visualizing is you're forming a mental image that allows you to believe you can achieve it. I remember talking to Scottie shortly after he earned top 10, and all of us were, I think it was a group setting actually, and we were like, why aren't you so excited? And he's like, he envisioned it, he visualized it every single day of that year that he worked for that goal. So in his own mind's eye, in his own physiology, his own body response, he'd already been earning it, achieving it, and qualifying for it all that year. So if we're trying to get to Daimond or 2-star, we have a financial goal, we have to make sure that we're envisioning and we're visualizing with that. Now the next thing I want you to list is feel it. Are you feeling it? So what I mean by that, and I've done a lot of work in the goal setting area, and I've actually been personally challenged through my Beachbody business in perfecting and being better, but you have to feel it. There's emotional resonance that your body will give off. And when I say, do you feel it? And you're like, I don't really feel it. I want you to feel it. Like, what's it going to be like when you see and you wake up and on Facebook, you're blasted all over because you're, you have the most Success Club points, or because your volume's up, or because you had the most challenge packs sold, or because you hit that rank and status, or you got that first big check, or you got that quarterly bonus. Are you feeling it today as if you have already earned it? A lot of times you can do a whole session just in those categories, but I will tell you, in order for all of us to be successful, even starting today with our dash to Daimond and moving forward, we need to make sure we have dreams and goals and belief, and how we continue to influence that is through envisioning, visualizing, and feeling it. If you hesitated on any of those on your checklist, what I hope is your personal development will be curtailed to get you closer so that you're achieving that dream and that goal. Now I want to switch gears here and move into some of the things that you would need to do. So if I can go to the next slide, maybe I'm supposed to do that here. Oh, thank you. I want to talk about putting your work ahead of your results. Putting your work ahead of results. That, if you can have that first expectation right now, right here, and you can create that expectation with every new coach that they put their work ahead of results, we will all be successful. And it's not like I do one workout and I step on the scale, or I do one workout and I measure myself, right? We all know how this works physically. It works the same way in our business. So where we want to focus our time and our activity, and we're going to go in progression steps. The first thing, if you're brand new, everything seems overwhelmed, this is where you start. The 3 vital behaviors. Invite, invite, invite. Be proof the product works, and focus on your personal development. If you're talking to people, people are going to be listening. Keep talking. If you're using those products, you're having more belief, more testimony, more results, and more confidence. So that's your second part. Your third part, personal development. I'm telling you, the biggest thing we'll ever grow in this business, above and beyond the size of our business or the income of our business, is our own personal selves. I've always said that, but now I'm on your side of the fence, and I can tell you that's even a stronger statement coming from this seat as a coach building a lifelong residual business with Beachbody. So put your work ahead of you, focusing on the 3 vital behaviors. Now, I want to talk to you about calendaring your time. See, most of us always have time issues, and so we say, oh, I don't have a lot of time. But if we can just do something small, we can create a compounding effect, and that compounding effect will start to implement drastically. And if you just take the here and now, and you have 5 or 10 minutes, and you ask yourself, what can I do today to create a result? then you're going to be closer to creating that consistent behavior and that compounding. It doesn't have to be massive chunks of time. It can really be just a few minutes here, a few minutes there, constructively done with activities that's creating a result, and we will be able to move forward. So I want to move to the next slide, the power hour. So maybe you can't commit to a full hour in a day, but can you commit to an hour in a week? Can you commit to 10 hours, 15 minutes, or sorry, not 10 hours, but 15 minutes, 10 minutes each day? Can you build up to this? Now, some of you have also heard me talk about the doctor's office thing. What I know is we find time when it becomes important. If I called and said, hey, I'm sick today, and I call the doctor's office, they're going to get me in. But if I called the doctor's office and said, hey, you know what, I have tomorrow off, can you get me in? They're going to say no. They're going to put the importance on where the urgency is. As you start seeing results, you're going to carve out more time. Your family's going to support you more. You're going to stop watching TV. You're going to be waking up a little earlier. You're going to be sneaking off to lunches, doing your follow-ups. So the power hour. Now, what would you do with the time if you could allocate time to your Beachbody business consistently, 10, 15 minutes, and we're hoping to encourage an hour a day? Can I get that next slide? Is the power hour activities. So again, if you're saying, where do I go with this? We talked about dreams, goals, and belief, and believing that we're there, and then moving into the 3 vital behaviors, calendaring the time, and then what are those activities that we want to be focusing on, what we want to be doing? You know, this list is a list of things that just the down and dirty, pull it out, go through the checklist, get them done in the first hour, and you will know, and I will tell you, if you do these activities, you're doing activities that will create a result. So this list, I'm going to let Scottie come back to it, but I believe that it's posted, and if it's not posted, we can put it in the document file so that everybody has the list of the 10 things to do on the daily basis. Now, I know that there's all kinds of coaches on here today. There's some coaches so much more successful than me. Some started way after me. I'm almost coming on my 2-year anniversary mark, that have far and beyond surpassed me financially and from a status standpoint. But I also know that there's individuals on this call that maybe started a long time ago and now they want to give it a shot again. Maybe they tried and they stumbled and their confidence wasn't there. It didn't feel like you were picking up momentum and you got a little discouraged, but you kept an eye on Beachbody because maybe you were like me and you thought, maybe like I did, with every cell in my body, I knew I was supposed to be a Beachbody coach, and that would be the vehicle to get me to my dreams and to my goals. But what I want to do is I want to be real with you guys. I said I've been with Beachbody on the corporate side before, or Scottie shared that with you. And I will tell you, out here is real. First of all, I gave up my income. I didn't get to go part-time. I had to give up my income. And I found myself launching off aggressively into Beachbody, and I was doing so good, and I had 7 emeralds, and 6 of them went to Summit with me. And there was this point in my business that I can best explain in a story. And the story goes like this. There was a group of men and individuals that were at a lake. They were spending some time at the lake, and we all get excited about water and stuff like that. And a small group of them, about 8 men, decided that they're going to go and swim out to a buoy. And so they start swimming, and they're having a great time, and you know, they're starting to get a little fatigued a little bit, and they start to slow down in the pace, and all of a sudden one individual in that group starts to say that, you know, they're tired, and that individual looks back at land and sees how far they've come, but also looks at the destination they were trying to get, and they're midsection of leaving ground and getting to the destination. And they were tired and they were fatigued and they'd given it all they had got and they hadn't really thought much about it. And then their confidence started to kick in, thinking, oh, you know, what in the world am I doing out here in the middle of this, you know, water mass? I don't have great swimming skills. And the panic starts to come in. And the individuals here, one really good friend of this gentleman starts to realize, oh my gosh, we've got an issue right here, right? And with that issue, when you're in the water, there's things that you know very quickly. If you want to be safe, you cannot get by a panicked individual because they will pull you down, and it's extremely hazardous. They'll fatigue you, and most often the panicked individual will drown someone. So you're never to get too close to them, right? It becomes toxic. It becomes a safety issue. And in that moment, you have where you came from, right? Leaving ground, Alethea, leaving corporate, and where you're going, where that dream and that destination is, and where that achievement is. And somewhere in my process as a Beachbody coach, I hit that little bit of midsection. Some of my emeralds decided to change gears a little bit. Life got in the way, relationships, health, relocations, and they're all real and natural. And I remember one by one, I just sat and I said, I have to absolutely embrace. I started this with no expectations of them, and I have to love them and honor their choices and decisions and where they're at in life. And I was that frantic, panic person. And you know what? My coach, Scottie Hobbs, was that individual that knew he couldn't get too close to me because there was too many people that he had to get to a destination. Not saying that he left me, but he walked me through it. He stayed close to me. He gave me a belief and confidence. He reminded me of every cell in my body wanting to do this journey. I remember clicking that coach button just like it was yesterday. And I will tell you, through this process of flailing out there halfway like this guy, there's been a lot of conversations on my knees with the guy above us because I was like, I just knew with every cell in my body I was supposed to be doing this. Why am I having such a hard time? And I'm not going to lie. One of the things I realized, one of the lessons I had to learn, this is the first time in Alethea's life where I have set out to go do something and I didn't 110% achieve what I set out to do. And so I started to feel like I was a failure. I started to let all that mind chatter get in there, right? I let the distance of the safety of where I left and the destination of where I wanted to go get confusing. And what I want to tell you is when I could get calmed down, I could go somewhere. So the story of the friend that's sitting in the middle of this destination and feeling fatigued and concerned and panicked, it took one individual to start talking slowly. Look, you got out here one stroke at a time. It takes one stroke at a time to get a destination. Stop thinking about your history. Stop thinking about where you go. Know where you're going, right? Because that's our radar, our sonar. But you can make a difference right here in this moment now. And with that, one stroke at a time, this gentleman gets back to safety. And with one stroke at a time with my Beachbody business, I've been slowly creeping back out. I've battled what's so funny about this, if I showed you how much income I was making with Beachbody and how successful my business was still growing, and I was feeling like a failure and like, I don't know if I hit the poor me or depression or what it is, but I can tell you, I have been faced with some of the scariest personal, emotional things. So your personal development has to be there. And I will tell you, this business is about one stroke at a time. Don't let it go. If you're back on this call and you've been enrolled and sponsored quite a while ago, and you keep thinking, man, my time's over, and it's way back in the back of your head, I'm telling you, there's opportunity for us all today. There's abundance out there, and this is a really good place to be. The coaches and the leadership putting this content together is there. Now I'm going to change over and let Scottie take. He's got some phenomenal stuff planned for you. But one thing I want you to think about is he goes through this list of content and material. It might feel overwhelming, right? You might only be able to digest tonight the 3 vital behaviors and then work towards carving out the hour and then implementing a full power hour. But what Scottie's going to do is, if your final destination is to be a 6-figure income earner, which I hope all of you guys have earplugs out and alert and listening, write notes. Pretend you're going to be there. It may not mean anything. Don't allow it to be overwhelming. Just know that those steps are your future strokes to move forward and get you to your goal and to where you want to be. And with that, I just wanted to turn the time over to Scottie.
Thank you, Alethea. So I like how she mentally prepared you guys for what I'm about to give you. I love that analogy. I wrote that down, one stroke at a time, because I want you guys, I just want to validate what she said right there. A lot of times, I want you guys to understand me as well. Heck, I woke up this morning overwhelmed. You know, my wife's somewhat in labor, maybe, and I had a bajillion texts. I had a to-do list to do. And I had to stop and say, hey, what are you overwhelmed for today? You know, I had this call to do tonight. I had a call with Alethea to finalize and tie it up. And I felt a little overwhelmed, but I took that exact same advice that she talked about right there. I have to do the next stroke. I wake up, I got to do the next stroke. And I want you guys to understand that every time I feel that, it's the same thing. Drink my Shakeology, put on some good audio, read my books, and then do my workout. And then the next thing is just talk to 2 new people. And then I just take one stroke at a time on everything else that's on that to-do list. So as I give you a list, remember this list is going to be for building a foundation for a 6-figure business, which means think of it like a course syllabus. Let's say you're going to college for 4 years and they say, here's your outline of every class you have to take. That could be overwhelming to see that, but just realize that you got to show up to 1 credit, 1 class, 1 semester at a time. So we're going to give you the whole syllabus, but understand it's 1 stroke at a time. Like I said, I had my cousin, we asked him to speak on the call, Daimond, and in the amount of time that we're challenging you guys to go to Daimond in. And it's funny, I look at that swimming picture there, and it's kind of like, I think of a race when they're swimming in that picture. I think about the 4-minute mile. That's what's going to be super incredible about this group, is there's going to be power in you guys all doing this together. And with that being said, I wanted to share with my cousin who did it in this amount of time so that he can break that 4-minute mile for you guys, right? So he can show you, hey, this is what's possible in these 60 days that you guys are about to take on, and some of the things that he did as a brand new coach. So I'm going to share that with you guys. He sent me a video this morning so you guys could hear his message. He's in the military and had to leave on an assignment.
Hey guys, Brett Miller here. I just wanted to share with you some thoughts that I had about becoming a Daimond coach and some of the things that I've done to reach that point. One of the things I want to start off with is kind of my why I started to be a coach. And it really goes back to a year ago when I was about 190 pounds. I was depressed, trying to figure out what I was going to do with my future. I gained 30 pounds in 1 year, and I had no idea that I was depressed. It finally took my wife to come out and say, hey, look, hon, you need to do something. You are not you. You're not acting like you. And we were just trying to figure out some decisions, what we were going to do about the future. And, these were big decisions that we had to come up with in a very short amount of time. And so one of the things that I did, and I hate to say this, and I regret it with so much, that I neglected my family. I was neglecting my body. I was neglecting health. I was doing a lot of things and neglecting a lot of things, okay? And I needed to change that. So one of the things that I did, I reached out to Scottie Hobbs, okay? Scottie Hobbs sent me a message 4 years ago about being a Beachbody coach in the military. He shared with me about how you get a discount if you're a military personnel. Okay, so that was 4 years ago, and that's all he sent to me. That's all he said to me. And, I've seen his posts on Facebook because he is my wife's cousin. And I kind of just, stopped following, I guess you could say. Not really paid attention to it. But I want to share with you the power of consistency. It was about, 4 months ago where he shared a post about his family, how he wanted to retire his parents. And I don't know what it was, but something just clicked, and I knew what I needed to do. Okay, I knew I needed to reach out to him, and I knew I wanted to become a Beachbody coach. Before I even signed up for coach, I started watching his YouTube videos. I started taking notes what I can do, and we were actually going back home for vacation. I finally reached out to him and said, hey, look, I want to come over and talk Beachbody with you. And before I left, I told him I wanted to sign up and show me how to do it. Okay. So being consistent as a Beachbody coach is very important. All he was doing was posting 3 to 5 posts a day about his family, about something positive, Beachbody, whatever it may be. But it took me 4 years to finally realize that this was something good and something positive that I needed to do in my life. I in no way had any intentions of being a coach, no way of being a health and fitness coach and helping people become healthy before this. And I got to tell you, I am stoked as a coach. I am stoked right now because I love it. Within my challenge groups, I love seeing people see their transformations. And that's what it's about, is helping people. Okay, so that's why we're here. We're here to inform people, share with them about Beachbody, but we're here to really help people. One of the things that I want to start off with also is, if you want to be successful, I would highly encourage you to read this book. Okay, Scottie gave me this book the day before I left, and when I got back, I would take time on my off time at work and just walk on the treadmill and read it while I was walking on the treadmill. And this book helped me a lot. One of my favorite parts in this is modeling successful behavior. I think it's on page 124. Anyways, it talks about, we don't have to be reinventing a wheel as a coach. Okay, we have all of this information that is given to us. In successful businesses, successful people do not share their secrets, and that's exactly what Beachbody is here doing, is sharing secrets. Especially this team, we have files of stuff just laid out for us on what we need to do, roadmaps, files on how to ask people to join challenge groups. We have organization files, all of these files that will help you become a better Beachbody coach. And like I said, so we don't have to reinvent the wheel, but what we need to do is we need to model ourselves like someone has already done before. So what I did is I have Scottie Hobbs, a perfect example of a Beachbody coach. So I started mimicking him and what he did. If he started doing a 52 week book challenge, I started doing that. If he's posting about family, about Beachbody, I started doing that 3 to 5 times a day. So if you want to be successful, model yourself around someone who is successful. We have so many great leaders in this team alone. Lindsay Madaway, Brigitta Linford, Sean, Scottie Hobbs, Keisha, all these wonderful leaders who are setting the example for us to be a better self, a better coach. And so another thing I want to talk about is setting weekly calls. So I signed up my wife as my first coach. I knew she wasn't going to really participate in the coaching aspect of it, but what I did is I decided to have her kind of work the Pinterest, Instagram side of it. So we haven't really got that functioning yet. We're still talking about how we're going to about do that. But that's kind of, one of the things that I remember Sean talking about when we were talking about, becoming coaches and how to become a successful coaches. He said, ask everyone, invite everyone to be a coach. Your spouse should be a coach, your parents, your family, everyone should be a coach in this company. Okay. So that's exactly what I did. I have my wife as my weak leg, and then I have my mom as the other leg. Okay. So I have 2 strong foundation coaches who aren't going to be going anywhere anytime soon. So, ask everyone to be a coach. And so when I started building my coaches up, I started doing weekly calls. And every Sunday I sit down with my coaches. I don't do anything extravagant. I go over coach basic stuff, how to sign up someone, how to function your coach online office, just a bunch of little things that we learn as coach basics. That is what I share with my coaches on these weekly calls. So like I say, you don't have to really go extravagant about it, but just being together as coaches helps to motivate each other and inspire each other to go out there and really focus on what we're trying to do as a coach, and that's to help people. So another thing that I want to talk about is challenge groups. So I have complete faith in these things. I know they work. I have seen it personally work. In fact, I just signed a coach a couple of days ago that was in my first challenge group, and who had a great transformation. She lost 10 pounds her first round of the fix, and it took her till about 2.5 months after for her to realize, oh, this is something great. Okay, I want to do it. So challenge groups really do help, and they do work. So I strive to inspire, I strive to motivate people, but also I throw little, coaching aspects in there. I share with them how I have such an awesome job. I'm my own boss. I get paid for what I do. I also get to help inspire people and uplift them to become a better person. And I just throw these kind of tidbits in my challenge groups. And then at the end, I ask them, hey, this is what we do as coaches. And if any of you are interested, I can show you how to become a coach, and I can share with you the successful stories and steps that we do as coaches to be able to help and inspire so many other people. And then I have them message me. And so, and that's really all I do. I do these things, and I've done it from day one. I do my power hours. I do my three vital behaviors, which is the foundation of being a coach. And if you do those things, you set a schedule, 2 to 3 hours, whatever it may be a day, do those things daily, you will have success as a coach. I promise you that. I've seen it in so many different aspects. So many coaches in this team have done it. I know it works. So really buckle down, take your list of names, and think about who you can invite to be a coach who would share their transformation, who you think would be able to inspire other people. And that's kind of the way you have to look at it as a coach. And that's what I've done, at least. It's worked for me. And that's the biggest thing is we got to build that foundation. I'm so happy that we are doing the 60-day to Daimond coach group to help us to become better coaches. And not only that, to help you become that Daimond coach as well. So thanks, guys. I am so grateful to be a part of this team because I know we have wonderful leaders. We have awesome mentors who are sharing their secrets with us, and that's what it's going to take for us to be successful.
Okay, awesome. So that's my cousin Brett. He's done what you guys want to do right now in this group over the course of the next 2 months. So he kept it pretty basic as you shared as well. What I heard basically is he does 3 vital behaviors. He connects, he recruits, makes a list of everybody that should be a part of this with him. He's excited about it. He's confident in it. And guys, you got to realize he doesn't have a great income with Beachbody yet. He's brand new. He hasn't even been a coach for 3 months yet. And he's actually right at 4 months now. But he's holding himself in that place like Alethea. He knows with every ounce of his being that this is what he's supposed to be doing and that everybody should be a part of this with him. So I have just 3 more slides I want to go through with you guys as we close this out. And like I said, this is going to go anywhere from 45 minutes to 60 minutes. So we got 15 minutes. So I want you guys to hang tight and stay with us. And I'm going to give a story. I love stories. I love the analogy that Alethea gave. When we have stories, we can relate it to our business much easier and to what we're doing. So this is after, I want to talk to you guys because what we're doing right now, right? You see that football player there. He's running. He's got the ball, and he is running for the touchdown. So I want you guys to picture yourself right now, men and women alike. I was never a football player, but I get the picture. Pretend you got that ball in your hand. You just caught a pass, or the quarterback just handed it to you, and you're running for the end zone. That's you right now going for your diamond. You're running full speed with everything you have to hit this diamond in your 30 days or your 60 days, okay? So I want you to think of it like this, and I'm going to give you guys an analogy. You guys are going to run to this touchdown, and I want to talk to you guys about sports in general in this aspect. When you hit that, because I'm preparing you guys here now for the foundation of a 6-figure business, but what do you do after you hit your diamond? Because you guys saw, obviously, with what Alethea shared, there was some struggle. There was this point where she was overwhelmed and then had to learn just one stroke at a time. So we want you to avoid any of that in the future. So I'm going to give it to you right now, an image to keep in the forefront of your mind as you hit that diamond. And then that morning you wake up Thursday, you're envisioned it, you get that shout out, and it's like you're sitting at work and you're like, yeah, I'm a diamond coach. And the people around you are like, what the heck does that even mean? Because, right, they don't know what it means. But you're excited because you've accomplished something great. So what's happening is once – I'm going to teach you guys something about sports. I played sports, a lot of different sports, but not football. But if you want to win a game, you've always got to be on the offense. You've got to have a good defense too, but you have to be on the offense. You have to always be going for the next point, for the next score. So I played baseball, basketball. If you want to win a game, you've got to shoot baskets. You've got to have a great offense. If you want to win a baseball game, you've got to get people around the bases and the home base to score a point. If you want to win, you have to be on the offense. So when you hit that diamond, what you have to do is you have to pick that up, write down your next goal, and you got to run for that touchdown again. You got to run full speed for your touchdown. And a big thing that I see in many people when they see a struggle, and remember, I'm just preparing you for the future, is that you hit that diamond and then you go into management mode, where you take, like right now, you're going all of your efforts into recruiting, talking to people, getting people into your team. That's like 90%, 100% of your effort into recruiting. What I see is then it flips to 10%. I see people do 10% recruiting, 90% trying to keep everybody active and trying to get everybody on the team call, everybody into a team cup, and then you don't plant the seeds anymore. You don't make new relationships. You don't start new people on transformations. You don't get new people into the business and starting their own journey as a coach. So I want to give you something that I've learned through the help of a mentor from the corporate end that used to work with Alethea actually as well. His name is Doug Moss. But I'm going to give you guys some tips. So once you hit your diamond, remember, you've got to have a good defense, right? You've got to be on the ball, know what's going on with your business, and learn that as you go. But you've got to continue running the offense, which is recruiting, hitting your success club every single month, bringing new people onto your team, being that example for your coaches to follow. So I'm going to give you guys kind of an example to lay the foundation for as you build your team, where to allocate your time, because Alethea talked about a power hour. You heard Brett talk about he works 3 hours a day. So I want you guys to know what these coaches do during that time, where their activity is focused. So, and sorry about the odd numbers, like 22%, 45%. I don't know what the thing was doing, but I got the numbers right here in the graph. So at the top, I have a little legend that says recruiting. It's the lighter brown. The dark brown I have as managing. So as a diamond coach, from ground zero, from active coach to Emerald, Ruby, Diamond, I believe that your time, and this is talking with Doug Moss as well, should be 90% recruiting activities and 10% running your coach basics, running your challenge groups, holding people accountable with the BAT, right? 90% recruit, 10% managing your team. So as you move on from Diamond and you push forward, you're running offense, you're continuing to be the example of hitting Success Club, bringing people into challenge groups and into the business so that your coaches have an example to follow, right? A 1-star, and this is kind of just kind of give you an idea of how much time to spend. At a 1-star, you're maybe doing 80% recruiting and 20% of your time managing or mentoring, developing your coaches and your challengers. At a 5-star level, I put 70, but it could be anywhere from 60 to 70% recruiting and 30% running your team, managing your team, leading your team, and so forth. And then at 10-star and above, I know this is a direct example that was given by Brigitte as a 15-star diamond to Doug. As a 15-star diamond, she is spending 50% of her time recruiting and 50% of her time mentoring her coaches, running challenge groups, and all the management type activities. 50% recruiting as well. But what I want you guys to know and think about as you look at these numbers, specifically right here in the diamond and 1-star diamond, is the recruiting numbers are high. The level is high. And the reason is because in this business, your coaches have to be able to duplicate what you do. So I want you to think about this image. Let's say you hit diamond, and then let's say all of a sudden now you're going from recruiting 90%, you're now managing 90% and recruiting 10%. You got to remember that your brand new coaches don't have anything to manage. So if they emulate your behavior, like creating trainings, creating documents, creating websites, and doing all this stuff, and not actually talking to people and recruiting, they have no activity to model in order for them to become diamonds as well. And when your coaches become emeralds and diamond coaches, that's when you go to 1-star, 2-star, 3-star, 5-star, on to 10-star and above. So I hope that message is clear for you on the importance of keeping your the priorities of your business as the recruiting part in the active, offensive, running for the goal part of the business. I want you guys to know that 4 years in, that's what I'm doing. I'm running that every month. Even though we have this phenomenal income and a team of 34,000 coaches, I run that ball like I'm going for the touchdown. Like somebody's trying to take that ball away from me. I'm running like that every single day. And it was where I learned that analogy and why I should have that type of work ethic was from, dang it, I just spaced his name. Oh, anyway, he says, you've got to work every single day like somebody's trying to take this away from you. You've got to work every single day like they're trying to take this away from you. And what he says, continues to say in that YouTube audio, was he says, not only is he running like somebody's trying to take with it, the way that he's become successful is by ridiculous work ethic. So that's kind of the mindset I take as I wake up every morning, do my personal development, do my workout. I just teach, give my answers, and give my secrets publicly on YouTube and Facebook. That's what I do every single day. I do that every single day, running hard. And my goal every month is to hit Success Club 10 by the 10th. That's how hard I want to run my business every single day. And I even tell my coach, I'm going to be doing that 5 years from now. You're going to see me going SC10 by the 10th every single month because I want to set that bar. And I want to be that example for my coaches to follow. And it wasn't Eric Thomas. I feel really embarrassed that I don't remember, but I will tell you in a little bit when I figure it out. So with that being said, Alethea forewarned you about a huge list I'm going to give you. And I want you guys to think of it as your syllabus for your 4-year plan or your 5-year plan as a coach to build this solid 6-figure income. And, it was Will Smith. Sorry, Will Smith. That's why I felt dumb that I couldn't remember it. Will Smith. So I'm going to lay this out. I don't want you guys to write this down because I can screenshot this and put it in the team page along with that power hour of 10 things. That list that Alethea gave is the 10 things that you can do every single day for your business. I want you guys to know what I do. Every single thing that I do every single day for my business, not every single day, but a part of my business in a week plan or my monthly plan. I'm going to read them off, and it's going to be a ton of stuff. Like Alethea said, remember, as you see this list, one stroke at a time. And guys, that stroke is your personal development, your workout, and making genuine connections with people, brand new people every single day, sharing your message, connecting with them, and inviting them to be a part of this journey with you. All this other stuff is the little skills that you learn along the way. So here's what I do, guys. And actually, I made this list. I just put it in my Google Documents. It's bit.ly/6-figure earner checklist. bit.ly/6-figure earner checklist. And I'll put that link in the group. So when you run out of friends, Robin, what I do is I have them follow me. They follow me on social media or my YouTube channel. So what I do is I meet 3 to 5 new people a day on social media. I host a monthly fitness challenge. I earn Success Club 10 every month, me specifically by the 10th. I return messages regarding my business every single day. I have scheduled business hours. Right now, they're 10 to 3, 10 in the morning until 3. I don't go to bed until my power hour or my to-do list is complete. So for example, yesterday, Monday, I went to a park with my family and my cousins, and I didn't do my list between 10 and 3. I worked that night from 9 until 1 in the morning to make sure that I got my power hour list completed. So I don't go to bed until I finish that list. And I've just made that decision. Next, I work out 5 days per week. I drink Shakeology daily. I add 4 or more coaches to my team, personally sponsored coaches, every single month, at least 4. And guys, remember, this is for a foundation for a 6-figure business. I do a getting started right call or Zoom chat with all my new coaches no matter what. And actually I have one in 5 minutes with some of my new coaches. I find out what my coaches' why and goals are and help them set up an action plan, which is always hit Success Club and go Emerald in the first month. I check back in with my coaches often, at least once per week. I host monthly Coach Basics group for my new coaches and my downline. I dig deep in my downline by searching for the PV to identify which coaches in my downline are creating personal volume, and then I can help mentor them even though they're not my personally sponsored coach because they create volume, which creates income and a downline for you guys. I'm growing my Facebook friends list by 20 to 30 people every week or my following. I am putting this opportunity in front of 5+ people every single week, and that's the business, not just challenge groups. I'm inviting at least 5 people a week on the phone to join my team as a coach. Do the math, that's 20 people a month on the phone talking about why this business can help them and why I think they should join this team and the vision I have for this team and for them. Next, sorry, someone drew on the screen. I don't know how that happened. I wake up early. Can you guys still hear me? I had a little warning saying Firefox got shut down. Okay, so I wake up early at 5:30 a.m. And this is right now, as a six-figure earner, I get 7 hours of sleep right now. But if you, in the time when I was crying in the parking lot of Idaho Steel, I'll be honest, I was sleeping 4 to 5 hours a night, sometimes 3.5, which was only a couple months right before I left my job. But I was making serious sacrifices to make sure I got that list done every day. And John, I did not nap during my first year, but I do now. Yes, 100%. But my goal, people ask me, when you retire from your full-time job, what are you going to do to celebrate? I said, I'm going to sleep 8 hours a night, because this job has me getting up every day at 4:30 for work, and I'm not home till 5. I'm going to nap, and I'm going to make sure I get 8 hours of sleep every day, because I'm going to work my butt off for this year so I can have the freedom to do that. So I'm reading more than 20 pages of personal development daily, and I listen to more than 60 minutes of personal development audios daily. I've been reading every text on this thing, and I see people talking about they struggle with their personal development. If your business is struggling, it means you're struggling with something in your life, not your business. Something's wrong with your life right now, or your limiting beliefs. So you need the personal development. You need to spend 80% of the time on your personal development and 20% on inviting people. So next thing, I get on the National Wake Up Calls every Monday, or listening to the recording that day, because I want to be the one that shares the answers. I want to be the person that knows what's going on. I've made that decision. I get on the team, our team calls and my coaches calls live. If I'm not on live, I listen to the recording within the next day, within 24 hours, because I always need to learn what's working for everybody so I can teach other people. I am watching other leaders, just like my cousin Brett said, to learn what they're doing and mocking it, but making it my own. I work from a to-do list every single day. I create my list to do the night before or early in the morning. I talk about the business or products to at least 2 to 3 people a day. I'm hosting a weekly or bi-weekly What Is Coaching call for my coaches in downline. And I want you guys as a part of this right now. I know Brigitte may be your direct upline, or Jennifer might be your direct upline. But we switched our team's normal Thursday night team calls during this 2 months to a coach opportunity call every Thursday night. So we're running a coach opportunity every other night on the normal, but right now we're doing it every Thursday night so that all of you guys and all my coaches have somebody to invite people to, have an opportunity to invite people to learn about and educate themselves about this business. I am hosting weekly or bi-weekly What Is Coaching calls for my coaches in downline. I'm hosting a weekly accountability video chat where they report their progress, which starts in 1 minute. I attend Summit and Super Saturday. I run an internship or a new coach basics group every month. I post about people joining my internship or joining my team a few times per month on social media and YouTube. I'm confident in talking about people talking to people about what I do. I have 100% belief that this business will change anybody's life. I treat my business like a 7-figure business that it is, and I treated it like that before I had that. I'm a leader and I act like it. Write that down. I'm a leader and I act like it. I make at least 3 YouTube videos a week. That's what I do personally. I create systems that are simple for my team to plug into or plug them into Lindsay's or an upline coach. I offer to host or guest speak on Lindsay's weekly call, my upline, and I offer to host a What Is Coaching webinar for the team. You guys have to develop your skills on sharing this message. So it's important that if you're going to be a diamond and leader, that you offer the ability to help your upline coach run these calls and lead these calls so you can develop your skills, because we all start with that very first one. So jump out there and do that. So I know that list was overwhelming and I've outlost my voice doing it, but I want you guys to know the bigger picture of everything that I do that's involved with this business. But stay focused on the one stroke at a time and prioritizing your time into right now for you guys, it's recruiting. It's 90% recruiting and inviting people to join your team. So here's what I want you guys to think about as you create a list of people to invite. I want you to, and you can screenshot this or take a photo of it so that you guys know who you're supposed to invite. Okay, here's what I tell my coaches. If somebody, guys, we're not talking about getting people to join this so they can make lots of money, have nice cars, nice houses. That's not going to work. We're not that type of company. So I'm going to tell you who should join your team and why they should join your team. Number one, ask yourself this question. If somebody follows one of our workout programs, the meal plan and drinks their Shakeology, if they read at least 10 minutes of a good book daily, if they make at least 2 genuine connections with people every day and add value to them, connect with them, add value to them and say, hey, I have something that I think can help you with that, which is a Beachbody Challenge Pack and joining your team. And number 4, if somebody surrounds themselves with awesome people like you, right? Because you are awesome. If they do those 4 things, ask yourself this question: will their life improve? And to end this out, I want you guys then, and type it in the comments below, who should you invite to join your team if that's the case? If all 4 of these people's life will improve by doing those 4 things, if their life will become better, who should join your team? I want you guys to type in the comments right now, who should join your team? Who should you talk about and invite to join your team and be a part of this with you? Okay, right. So you guys have like a prospect list now of like 300 people that you can invite. I know you can find 20 people in the next 30 days that can join your team as a personally sponsored coach. Now, with that being said, my call to action to you is I want you to write down how many people will you invite to join your team by this weekend. Write down your list of every single person that you're going to start building that connection with so that you can invite them to join your team. With that being said, guys, I want to say thank you guys for being a part of this opening call. We're going to have a ton of information for you guys over the next 16 calls that we're going to have. I want you guys to remember that all of the tools are going to be available to you. And don't quote me on this, but you're going to have all the tools you need, but don't use the tools. Don't be the tool. And second of all, you have all the resources in the world to become successful in this business, all the training in the world, especially in this group, to become successful in this business. But until you believe in yourself, none of that will matter. I love you guys, and we'll see you tomorrow night on the call. I'll post this recording up in the group. See you guys later. Let's go invite some people.